There's a lot of alcohol in this. Welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Lüning, Horst Lüning. I'm the master taster of Whisky.com, and today we have a Glen Garioch Vintage 1979 here in my cask, and it's written Glen Garioch, and it's pronounced Glen Garioch. It's a local dialect. The bottle was already filled in 2012, so this is a 15-year-old single malt whiskey and already 3 years or 2.5 years on the market. It's 56.7% ABV and the price is still reasonable at a 60. This is one of the first malts which were distilled after the temporarily closure of the distillery in 1995. I visited Glen Garioch in 1995 and, well, they didn't work, and were cleaning up the place, and I had the chance to look in and have a look at the distills and at the old maltings, and shortly afterwards they closed the distillery down and opened it 1997 again, so 2 years later. And this is this vintage whiskey has been selected from spirit distilled at the startup of production in 1997. Prior to this, the distillery had been silent for 2 years. To craft this small batch release, a combination of first and second fill ex-bourbon barrels were selected. I have no idea how the percentage between first and second fill ex-bourbon barrels is. This whiskey is not chill filtered, and I think it's also not colored. The color, 15 years, ex-bourbon casks, perhaps half and half. 56.7 alcohol by volume. And then I had a look at the card box, and there were tasting notes and more. A combination of first and second fill ex-bourbon barrels were selected to create this vintage, showcasing the fresh fruit tastes and soft creamy textures characteristic of Glen Garioch's house style. This vintage set the standards for the Glen Garioch range. Sorry. Color, light gold. No, it's full gold. A nose balanced and complex vanilla and nougat sweetness is followed by cinnamon and ginger spice. Heather honey then appears with creamy malted biscuits. Water releases a cornucopia. I'm not aware what this word means. Cornucopia. A whole bunch of complex fruit with melon, pears and waxed limes. Limes are waxed? Yes, I think for conservation. Tastes juicy and mouth-watering with a creamy mouth-coating texture. Spiced pear crumble, ripe banana and toffee are followed by a honeydew melon, nutmeg and allspice. Finish sweet and juicy pear with spices to the end. Yeah, batch number 12. With this 12, I think they mean the batches. They mean the batches of all the vintages they put into the bottle, and not the batches of the vintage 1997. So many casks the distillery is not filling. No, the amount of single malts Glen Garioch is shipping is quite small in comparison to others. The distillery is not very popular, and therefore they had to close. During the sister distilleries, Auchentoshan and Beaumont on Islay, kept on working, and Glen Garioch had to close, and in 1997 they started again with all the three distilleries. There's a lot of alcohol in this, so there's no chance to taste this one without dilution. And yes, there's the pear, there is some banana, and I still have to wait a little bit until I'm accustomed to the alcohol. And there's some spice coming up already from the oak. And I'm sorry, no honeydew melon. More friendly now, creamy, smooth. Yeah. So this should be significantly below 50, but above 40. So it's 45, 48, whatever. Somewhere in between. Much smoother, a lot lighter, and the pear is becoming dominant. Banana, and then there is some spice. Allspice, nutmeg, probably. Now the yolk is shining through. Still light and creamy. In the tip of my tongue there's some spiciness. But in the whole of the mouth it's smooth and soft. And in the aftertaste a little bit of oakiness is developing. Not much and not too long. So this is a light one, which you have to dilute definitely because the alcohol content is so high. And for a 15-year-old single malt, it is vintage single malt. It's affordable, and the high alcoholic content gives you a long range of time, because if you dilute it by 30%, you will end up with a full liter. Yeah. Be careful what you have as a Glen Garioch. There are old ones on the market, still a few, not many, in ordinary tubes, and there had been some in between these tubes which tasted bitter and awful. They were really not good. And with the appearance of these new bottles, quality raised a lot. So the selection of the whiskies was much, much better than before. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. There's more to come, and if you have questions to this whiskey, please ask them in our vlog on Whisky.com.